How many beloved wrestlers have passed away in just the first few months of 2025? Let's just say it's been a particularly sad year for the world of wrestling already. Former ECW champion Sabu died on May 11th at the age of 60. The hardcore icon retired just weeks earlier, defeating Joey Janela at the Janela's Spring Break 9 event on April 18th. Sabu spent the majority of his wrestling career on a razor's edge, taking the hardcore style of his uncle, the original Sheik, to a new level in the mid-90s. Sabu's work in FMW and ECW became an integral part of what fans know today as deathmatch wrestling. In ECW especially, Sabu was a fan favorite and a Triple Crown champion. Sabu's long career not only saw him compete in ECW, FMW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, WCW, and TNA, but also WWE, where he was brought in as part of their revival of the ECW brand. Sabu's time in WWE was short but notable, with the star facing John Cena in a lumberjack match at Vengeance 2006. Unfortunately, Sabu lost. Sabu left WWE in 2007 and spent the rest of his life and career as an independent star. In one of his final appearances, he backed up Adam Cole at AEW Double or Nothing 2023. Sabu, along with Cole's friend Roderick Strong, helped the former NXT champion defeat Chris Jericho. Steve Mongo McMichael died on April 23rd at the age of 67 after a 4-year battle with ALS.
I'm glad in my life I never held back anything. I went at it full bore and did a lot of things in my life.
McMichael was best known for his 15-year career with the Chicago Bears, during which he won a Super Bowl and made the Pro Bowl team twice as a defensive linebacker. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2024. He was also a beloved member of the professional wrestling world. He briefly appeared for the then WWF in the lead-up to WrestleMania 11, where NFL linebacker Lawrence Taylor took on Bam Bam Bigelow, but he found the most success in WCW. McMichael became a member of the Four Horsemen and competed with the faction in a War Games match at WCW's Fall Brawl in 1997. During his time in WCW, he feuded with Jeff Jarrett and even won the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship. He wrestled over 150 matches throughout his career. On the day prior to his death, reports indicated that McMichael had been admitted to hospice care after being removed from a ventilator in the ICU. He had been in poor health since his ALS diagnosis in 2021 and battled MRSA early last year. On February 25th, AAW Wrestling announced on social media that its former Heritage champion, Eric Priest, also known as the Underwear Model and the Gold Standard, had died at age 50 after a motorcycle accident. AAW said in its tribute to the wrestler that he was a staple in the Chicago wrestling scene for years, and he helped others along the way to shape what wrestling is in the city today. WWE Raw general manager Adam Pearce also paid tribute to Priest on social media. Pearce said he was heartbroken, but glad the pair had kept in contact over the years after he got to know Priest and watched him grow into a professional wrestler. New Japan Pro Wrestling legend Osamu Nishimura died at the age of 53 on February 28th. He died of stage 4 esophageal cancer after his initial diagnosis in early 2024. He had previously battled a cancerous tumor in his stomach, which he worked hard to come back from with various lifestyle changes and continued on with his legendary career. Nishimura began training at New Japan's dojo and debuted inside its ring in 1991. He competed primarily in NJPW throughout his career, but also spent time in various NWA territories in the United States. He trained under Dory Funk Jr. to hone his skills at the Funkin' Conservatory in Florida in 2001 and would wrestle there often throughout 2019. He spent the remainder of his career with Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling Explosion. Edward Wiskoski, best known as Colonel De Beers in the AWA, died at the age of 80 on January 22nd.
The world's greatest athlete and military strategist.
Wiskoski trained under Harley Race and Lord Littlebrook and worked in the Portland, Oregon area in 1972 when he began his professional wrestling career. He worked in the AWA from 1985 until the organization stopped promoting in 1990. During his time in AWA, he feuded with the likes of Superfly Jimmy Snuka and Sergeant Slaughter. Wiskoski held the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship once and the NWA World Tag Team Championship 3 times, twice with Buddy Rose and once with Roddy Roddy Piper. He wrestled his final match in January 2005 at Wrestle Reunion in Tampa, Florida. He also ran a wrestling school of his own in Portland from 2001 to 2006 before retiring to Arizona. Ciclón Ramírez, a former CMLL World Welterweight Champion, died at the age of 64 on March 4th, reportedly of a heart attack. The news of his passing was posted to his Facebook page alongside a remembrance graphic. Beginning his career in 1982, he won his first championship as the character Pegaso I, capturing the Mexican National Lightweight Championship in March 1985. He once held the Mexican National Welterweight Championship for 430 days before losing the gold in July 1990. He primarily competed in CMLL, but also worked matches in AAA and other promotions. His last match was in August 2024. Richard Harris, better known by his ring name of Black Bart, died at age 76 on January 9th after a battle with cancer. His wife announced his death on social media. Harris was a former NWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion who had worked for WWE, WCW, and WCCW throughout his career, which lasted over 3 decades. He wrestled his final match in July 1999 in McKinney, Texas. Following his death, WWE Hall of Famer JBL posted a tribute to Harris on social media. He wrote that Harris was his mentor who took him under his wing while the pair were in Texas, a place where they even began tag champions together. JBL said that Harris taught him how to become a professional wrestler, and Harris meant the world to him. The Jurassic juggernaut Vince Steele died at the age of just 39 on March 16th. He suffered a medical emergency while working at Brie Combination Wrestling's Madness at the Mecca event in Ridgefield Park. According to PW Insider, Steele was working a multi-person match when he went down in the corner, and a referee began CPR on him as someone else called 911. Police on scene used a defibrillator on Steele, and an ambulance arrived 23 minutes after the initial call. The show was stopped, and fans left the arena as the performers waited in the locker room until word of Steele's death. BCW confirmed that Steele suffered a heart attack during the event. The promotion said Steele was more than just a wrestler. He was a beloved member of their family and an inspiration to the entire locker room and beyond. Japanese wrestling legend Gran Hamada died at the age of 74 on February 15. Hamada was one of the first trainees at the New Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo in Tokyo, Japan. He was part of NJPW's first set of events back in 1972, but was eventually sent to Mexico to train due to small size. He left for the country in 1975 and learned the art of lucha libre in Mexico's Universal Wrestling Association. He was an innovator of the cruiserweight style of wrestling and worked for other promotions like All Japan Pro Wrestling, though he was beloved in Mexico. Hamada founded UWF Japan in 1990 and had a working relationship with WWE. He also competed in ECW's first pay-per-view, Barely Legal, in April 1997. After his ECW appearance, Hamada would spend the rest of his career in Mexico and Japan until he retired from the ring in 2018. The Lucha Libre world was rocked on March 6th when it was reported that former AAA champion Broderick Shepherd suddenly died at the age of just 32. He died while in Mexico, and his cause of death had yet to be revealed as of this video. Shepherd started wrestling as a teenager in 2008 and spent the beginnings of his career in Australia. He left for Canada in 2013, where he was noticed by Conan and offered the chance to work with AAA. He made his debut in September 2013. He held the AAA World Cruiserweight Championship for 211 days in 2018. He also wrestled 2 matches on AEW Dark and returned to Mexico in 2024. His last match was November 16th of that year.